burning wires, we don't care
Back again with me, Brian Lee Martin, as the news anchor. Today I have three topics about to tell you. The first one is US sending more than 200 troops to Syria to battle ISIS. US Defense Secretary Ash Carter said Saturday that as many as 200 more American troops are being sent to Syria to help Kurdish and Arab fighters to capture the Islamic State group's key stronghold of Raqqa. The extra troops will include Special Operation Force and are in addition to 300 US troops already. Authorities from the effort of recruit, organize, train, and advise local Syrian force to combat ISIS. Addressing a security conference in Bahrain, Carter said the extra troops will help the local force in their anticipated push to retake Raqqa, the de facto capital of extremist group self-styled Caliphate, and to Danish sanctuary to east after Raqqa is captured. He said President Barack Obama approved the troop addition last week. These uniquely skilled operators will join the 300 U.S. Special Operations Force already in Syria to continue organizing, training, equipping, and otherwise enable capable, motivated local force to take the fight to ISIL. Carter said in his address to IS Manama dialogues in Bahrain capital. By combining our capabilities with those of our local partner, we've been squeezing ISIL by applying stimulation pressure from all sides and across domains, through a series of deliberate action to continue to build momentum, he said. The military push in Syria complicated by the predominant role played by local Kurdish fighters, who are the most effective U.S. partner against ISIS in Syria, but are viewed by Turkey, a key U.S. ally, as terrorist threat. A senior defense official said that troops boost announced by Carter will give us extra capability to train Arab volunteers who are joining the Raqqa push but are not well trained or equipped. The official spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss detail of internal Pentagon planning. Okay, that's the first topic. Okay, the second topic is fishermen reject Gulf plan on fuel price hike. The Yogyakarta branch of the Indonesian Fishermen Association strongly opposed on Tuesday the government plan to raise fuel price as of June. Branch chairman KPA Wironegoro said a fuel price increase would severely burden the fishermen because fuel constitute the biggest portion of fishing operation, accounting for 60 to 70% of overall cost. As people purchasing power remains low, it is impossible to raise fish price. Moreover, proceeds from fish sales often don't cover production costs, said Wironegoro, who is the son-in-law of Yogyakarta Governor the 10th Hamengkubuwono. Wironegoro said that fishermen lots had been further worsened by the fact that they were forced to buy fuel at retail price, which had become unstable during the current uncertainty about whether the government would raise fuel price. He also disclosed that a lack of gas stations near the local fishing port had forced fishermen to buy fuel at the nearest gas station, which is located far from their homes. Okay, the third topic, Free Day Indonesia wants Kita Indonesia organizer to apologize. The Kita Indonesia Cultural Parade held on Sunday during Car Free Day violate the no politics rule of the weekly events, as if the feature political parties, logos, and flags. One of CFD or Car Free Day initiator Ahmad Safruddin said Monday in a press conference, the event did not run as promised, and we are disappointed, Safruddin said. Safruddin said he wanted that organizer to apologize to the public for violating the principle of GFD. He said that since its beginning 40 years ago, GFD had been decided to providing public space for people to socialize. But during the Kita Indonesia parade, political speech were delivered. GFD is an ambitious public space for people to socialize in Jakarta, which has a dire shortage of public speech, he said. He hoped that such a violation would not be repeated at GFD events in the future, would stay true to their organizational purpose to provide a public space, to reduce the use of motor vehicle, and to enhance the city air quality. The Jakarta Post observed that most participants of the event were wearing Golkar Party and Nasdem Party attributes, with some bringing along flags and banners bearing the party names. According to Jakarta Gubernatorial Decree on the Car Free Day program, Car Free Day should not be used for any political campaign. In March this year, Safruddin also raised the concern about the purpose of GFD after Jakarta Governor Basuki Ahok Cahayapurnama said supporter organization Teman Ahok argued with supporter of the Jakarta Council over city budget. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope I see you again at the news next week. Thank you.